All right, we're going to continue on with chapter 3 and 4 of The Bet by Evan Jacobs. Chapter 3 is called Busted, and I want you to think about why this chapter is called Busted. Chapter 3, Busted. You used a boost, Steve snapped. Marlon looked at him. No, I didn't, he said. You cheated. Steve said,
we're going to continue
we agreed. No boosts.
By Evan
Steve
Jacobs.
rarely got mad.
In chapter
pretty
1,
easy going.
we read the game.
Marlon could see
and we
his
learned
friend was
what
upset.
the game is.
I
and
didn't.
That the boys love
That ogre
this
had
game
you.
a lot. They're pretty
just
competitive with one
Marlon
another.
Smiled.
As
He
we go
paused
into
the
chapter
game.
2, we're going to read the rules.
Marlon couldn't
and I
talk
want you
when
to
he played
think,
video games.
why
He
is
would
this
die for
chapter
sure.
called
You lose,
the
Steve
rules?
grinned. I win.
So
I'm better
chapter
at the
2,
game than you are.
The rules.
I'm still alive.
School
Marlon
was
held up
over
the
for the
controller.
day.
Because
The boys
you
walked
cheated.
home.
They were
did not
going over
cheat.
the rules.
Fine.
Steve
took
suddenly
it seriously.
stood up. Whatever.
Mind
You can't
losing,
ever just
but
play
it
the
had
game.
to be
You
fair and
always
square.
have to cheat. You
They
can't
didn't
quick
cheat,
freeze,
Marlon lied.
Steve said.
Besides,
Well, you can't
it's
either.
only a game.
Marlon said.
Right.
That's
Marlon
why
was
you shouldn't
different.
have to cheat. He just
Steve
wanted to have fun.
turned. He walked out the
Boosts were
front
out of
door.
play.
I don't
So
play
was a
with
quick
cheaters.
freeze. Most of the
Steve
time
called
he didn't
out.
need them anyway.
Marlon made sure the game was still
What
paused.
if we're doing really
Then he
good?
followed
Steve
Steve
asked.
out of the
That
house.
update lets us
His
merge
friend
games.
was already halfway down
Want
the
to join
street.
forces?
I didn't
Marlon
cheat,
asked.
Steve.
We're starting
Marlon
at the
called.
first level.
He was
Steve
starting
said.
to get
What if
mad.
we have a great
But he
game?
did cheat.
The
Steve
boys
was
had
his
only
friend.
played
He
clan
should believe
castles
him.
separately.
That's why Marlon
That
was
was
mad.
why they were all at different
You're
levels.
a liar.
What if
Steve
they played
yelled.
well?
He
It would
turned
make
around
sense
and stared.
to work as a
and
team.
worse than that, you're a
Okay,
cheater.
Marlon said.
Marlon
But
stopped.
only if we're both
Fine.
doing good.
Think whatever you want.
Marlon planned on
he
beating
said.
his friend.
I will.
He wanted to show him who
Marlon
was
watched
best.
him walk away.
And remember,
Maybe
Steve
Steve
just
said,
needed time
no
to
boosts.
cool off.
He
Then
knew
they
Marlon
could
was
play
a
the game
master
again.
player.
Marlon
His
knew
homework
every
was
boost.
done.
Marlon
No
sent
boosts.
Steve a
I
text.
promise. No response.
Good game. Marlon
He waited a
fist-bumped
bit.
at Steve.
Would Steve
They were in
video
the Moore's
chat?
living room.
Marlon
The
clicked
house
chat
was 2
app.
stories.
Still
The living
no
room
response.
was close to the kitchen.
Marlon didn't say
Getting a
much
snack
at dinner.
was a snap.
His family didn't
Marlon's
seem
mom
to
was
notice.
home. She was
His
working
dad
on a
talked
new
about
book.
work.
It was a
He was
mystery.
an urban planner.
Writing
The
was
job
her
required
hobby.
a lot of driving.
She wrote books
He
for
helped
fun.
the city to grow.
Then she published
His
them
office
herself.
also planned remodels.
Miss Moore
Old
also
buildings
taught
were made
3rd
new
grade
again.
at the elementary school.
The city wants to build a new
Steve
sports
was
park
done.
soon.
Level
he said.
27.
They are
The
moving up the
boys had been
schedule.
playing for
I'll be
almost
working
2
longer
hours.
days.
All
Marlon
of
was
Steve's
relieved.
players were gone.
One less parent in
Marlon
the house.
had one left.
He thought.
He
One
was at
less
level
adult
22.
telling me not to play video games.
6 more to go. Then he would win.
His mom talked about her
Steve
day
had
too.
to pay up.
We
Time
started
for
a new
7-11.
science lesson
Marlon
today.
made a mental
It
list
was
of
on
snacks.
friction. I
The
had the
boys had
students
fought
run across the
dragons.
floor.
They had broke
Then they
through
had to
brick
slide.
walls.
They got to feel
Somehow
how
they
friction
beat
works.
giant spiders too.
The Moore kids
The
each
goal
looked
of the
like one of
game
their
was
parents.
to defeat the king.
Marlon's hair was
His
short,
name was
like
Norja.
his father.
He
Marlon
ruled
and
the
his
land.
dad had brown
The
eyes
king
and
was half
dimples.
man, half
Marlon's
dragon.
mom had short
They
curly
had beaten
hair.
him before.
His sister's hair was
That was
longer.
in older
But
versions of the
Ashley's
game.
was not as
They
curly.
hadn't beaten
Ashley
him
and her
in this
mom
new
had high
version.
cheekbones, and their eyes
Wow.
were green.
27 levels.
Ashley talked about
Steve
school.
sat back
She
on
was
the
a good
couch.
student.
I've never gotten
Her
that far
report cards
before.
were always great.
Marlon wasn't
She was
playing
also
well.
an
Everything
athlete.
was hard.
Track and
His
field
last
were her
player
sports
had
at
almost
the high
died.
school.
He'd been lucky
Coach made
too
us
many
practice
times to
30
count.
minutes longer, she
He was
said.
fighting an ogre.
It was all because
ogre
Becky
was
was
tall.
30 minutes
He
late.
had a big belly.
She didn't have a good
His
enough
sharp
excuse.
teeth dripped with
Coach
slime.
said we are a team.
Marlon kept
When
getting
one of us
hit with his
messes up,
club.
we all mess
I
up.
think he got you, dude.
How was
Steve
your
said.
day? His mom asked him.
Marlon
boring.
thought. He knew
Marlon
what he
said,
had to do.
Middle school was
First,
boring.
press his controller
yawned.
button 3 times.
It was Ashley's night to
Next,
clean up.
Pause the
Marlon
game.
watched TV.
It would be quick.
He did not
Then,
talk to Steve.
tie the ogre's
It
shoelaces
wasn't
together.
a big deal.
His player
The two
could
would
push
talk
the
in the
ogre.
morning.
Then he could escape. But the
Chapter
move
4
was a boost.
is
And that was
titled
a problem.
"Oh Snap."
Steve had
As I
been
read
very
chapter
clear.
4, I
Boosts
want you
were
to
not
think about
allowed.
why this chapter
The ogre
is
hit
called
Marlon's player with
"Oh
the club
Snap."
again and again. There was no
Chapter
place
4.
to hide.
It was
Marlon
the
pressed
next
his button
morning.
twice.
Marlon
Then he
hoped
did it
to
2
talk
more
to
times.
Steve. The ogre
They usually
froze.
met by Walden
Marlin
Park.
quickly moved
It had
his
a
player
long
forward.
trail.
He
The
tied the
trail
ogre's
made for great
shoelaces
hiking.
together.
They
Then
always
he
met
pushed
up.
him into the lake.
Then they would walk to
Water
school together.
splashed over the screen.
But not this morning.
Marlin quickly pressed
Marlin
the
thought
button
about
3 more
texting
times.
his friend.
The ogre
Was Steve
unfroze.
sick?
He floated
Maybe
in the
that's
lake.
why he got so
Marlin's
upset.
player
He
ran
didn't
away.
feel well.
He had cleared
Marlin
level
took out his
25.
phone. He
Barely.
did not send the text. Instead,
He
now
played
you'll head back
Plan
into your
Castle.
Canvas page
That happened a
and
lot.
tell me why
He'd
you
start
think the
something,
title of this
then he'd
chapter
get
is
distracted.
The Rules.
His
Think about
name,
what
Luigi
rules they have
714,
and if
popped up.
any of those rules
That's
were
Steve's
broken.
player's name. Weird. Marlin was Marlonio 714. The names were from Mario Brothers games. Those games were epic. Both boys loved him. Steve was playing online. Luigi 714 suddenly signed off. Marlin stopped playing too. Why did Steve stop? Didn't he want to play with him? Steve never showed up at the park. Marlin walked to school by himself. Hey, Marlin, Doug Green called out. He was standing with Clark Pham and Steve. The three were near the school entrance. Doug was really into music. He liked classic rock. Today he was wearing a Rolling Stones t-shirt. Marlin loved wearing themed t-shirts too. He was wearing one from Star Wars. None of the boys asked him to join them. They kept talking. Steve didn't even look his way. Marlin looked around. He saw students talking. They were laughing and having fun. Marlin knew so many kids, but he wasn't tight with them. Steve, Clark, and Doug were his crew. It was 5 minutes until the bell. He decided to head to first period. What was he supposed to do now? He never got to class early. Miss Egan was his English teacher. Good morning, Marlin, she said, surprised. Hi, Marlin said. He was a little embarrassed. There were only 4 other early birds. They were talking about The Chosen. The class was reading it that semester. It was about 2 boys who were different. Marlin was behind in his reading. He didn't have much to say. This was going to be a tough day. So we finished chapter 3 and chapter 4. On your Canvas page, tell me why chapter 3 is called Busted. Who got in trouble and how did they get busted? And chapter 4 is called Oh Snap. Oh Snap. So in your Canvas page, tell me why you think the author titled those 2 chapters like they did.